into a trap. Black Widow.
Okay,
stay
trap,
away.
definitely. I was just going to say that at risk of sounding like a weirdo, I could see the appeal to it. And I'll defend myself by saying this. Zed also likes a desperate lady.
Okay, but...
Right? But let me say it.
Okay.
Desperation is one thing. Desperate for this is another thing. You know what I mean? Like, desperate because you need help. Like, oh, I need to help save you from something. Like, not fuck you because there's a phantom in your room. That's a lot different than, hey, help me because my child is about to fall off a cliff desperate.
I think that was what was so weird for me, is that she was, like, panting and like, oh my god, I want to fuck you. And then once they got to the room and he was like, I'm not coming in, she immediately switched back to fear mode. Like, you need to protect me. And
right?
instead of being, like, I feel like it would have been less weird had she been like, I want to fuck you. Like, we were gonna fuck, right? Like, we were working up to fucking. But instead, she took the tack of being like, you need to protect. Oh my god, I'm so scared. You weren't scared 5 seconds ago.
Yeah, I think once the conversation progressed past your scared point, then you can't go back to it now.
Right.
Like, you were just trying to get me all hot and heavy. It worked. But at the end of the day, this can't happen. And you don't get to go back and play off the fear thing now.
Do you know what I can't do while I'm fucking you? Save you from Mariswith.
Right? Do you really want me to be distracted right now?
If they try to stab your ass while we're doing the thing, we're both dead. So, okay.
And instead, he goes to his own room and locks the door. Now, he doesn't understand why he's having these thoughts about this woman, but he remembers the sisters saying that, men have urges. You mean those urges that were so easy for you to ignore even when the personification of lust or fucking self was in front of you?
Yeah, it was a weird thought, because it seems like he's using the sisters' claim that men all have urges to, like, make this okay that he's wanting this woman so badly out of nowhere.
He's almost using it to justify the way he was feeling.
But so far, out of everything that we see of Richard, he's never had that fucking problem. And apparently, right now, he's not questioning it because the sisters said that, even though, like, you proved that wrong while you were with the sisters. So you can't use that now.
Yeah, you don't get to pull it back, just like her. You don't get to pull back on the fear thing, like, oh, yeah. That from back there, before all of this truth was established. We're going to use this thing that we know is not true. Because
I'm just a man.
Fuck, that would be convenient right now, but it's not.
Yeah.
So, spaloosh. Anyways, he decides to pull the sword out, right, and use the anger to stop him from thinking of her. I've got another idea of how that sword could probably stop you from thinking about her, but then you might be ruined for your wife anyways, so better not.
Wow.
Look, he doesn't even have to do anything necessarily with the sword. I'm just saying, if one sword is close to another, wink wink, that might terrify you and convince you to not want to do anything.
Oh, yeah, okay, all right.
I'm not talking about mutilation, that'd be a whole nother level.
You're just talking about, like, scaring yourself?
Yeah. Just freak you out a little bit. Like, ooh. All the blood goes right back into your heart, and you got nothing to worry about.
That was close, huh? Don't drop that thing. It's pretty heavy.
Yeah, just take your pants off, pull your sword out, the steel one, not the other one, swing it around a little bit, and eventually you'll have a close call and go, okay, we're done doing this now. It's time for bed. And he thinks about how he's now fighting a dance with death, kinda. In a different way.
Like a different one.
Yeah. And his sword, it can't save him this time, even though he's desperately trying to use his sword to save himself right now. Yeah. So it was a little bit weird.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure if he was talking about the dance with death being, like, his dance with temptation. Like, as a normal thing. Like, if he doesn't realize there is tomfoolery around, you know what I mean?
Like, is he aware that we know she's spelled? Does Richard know that she's spelled? Or is he really just having to do all of this so he doesn't throw away his, like, I know they're not married, but, like, his promise to Kaylin.
Yeah, Yeah, no, and that's the thing. Throughout this whole chapter, it's presented to us, it's alluded to us that he doesn't know, and that he's just thinking this is him feeling some type of way about her because she looked some type of way, really, which seems very shallow and vain. But, yeah, this last line makes me wonder if he was, like, actually realizing that there was more to it. Which, I don't know. I don't know if that would disappoint me more or less, because there were so many points in this chapter where I feel like he should have noticed he's not thinking in the right way. And I don't know if it's better or worse for him to have noticed right now that there's shit going on.
I think it would... Okay, and this is just... What's the word? Conjecture?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a guess. I believe that Richard was taken by surprise when she came in the room.
Yeah.
The whole, oh, she's way hotter than I remember. I personally believe that that's obviously a glamour or something like Lunetta put on her. So he was probably unable to help feeling that way right off the bat. I'll give him that. I feel like he started to use his brain a little bit more once she started to speak business. That theory gets shot to shit after the whole finger-sucking incident, which should have never happened. I feel like Richard was definitely not in control in that moment. I feel like it escalated, dinner was done, and there were, the talk of, like, it's bedtime now came, and I feel like Richard was still on the way to make a mistake before he went out into the hallway and realized who he is, where he is, and who he's with. And then after the whole, this can't happen, he said fully no, but he was still under the spell, so he had to go into his room, pull the sword out, and, like, fucking focus to get rid of that. I feel like he started to slip, but his mind saved him, and he came back from the brink. I don't think he would have done any of this had she not been...
No, I don't think he would
fucking with him with magic. You know what I mean?
No, I don't think he would have either. I just don't know where his competent mind comes back.
Where
like
it starts and where it stops.
If he really realizes that... Like, if he thinks this is her fault or his, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like, it appears to me right now that he is blaming himself, kind of. Like, I'm a man, she's hot, it's not her fault. As opposed to, she has some shit going on that's making me weird.
Yeah, and I think Terry, that's gotta be on purpose, right? I think he did a really good job with making you wonder where he was. Because there was a little tasty, horny Terry bits in there, and then there was a couple bits where Richard's pulling back just a little bit, enough to make you, like, root for him. Like, no, he's still in there. We're fine. He's gonna shut this down any minute. And then it progressed more, and then he came back a little, and then there was the whole finger-sucking thing, which is pretty fucking intense. And you're like, okay, so he's gone. And then they're outside the bedroom door, and he's like, no, this is actually not gonna happen. But I just got you to surrender to me. Na, 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 na. Not that way. Just like, leadership way.
Yeah, but I feel like this is we were talking about this earlier. Kaylin's gone, and Richard's our hero. She's like our virginal wife material, so she has to be right. Richard can be over here having some fun, doing some shit, and it's all gonna be okay in the end.
Well, you fucking hope.
Yeah.
But she couldn't do that.
No.
She gets to get naked with a bunch of guys, but it's wartime and it's different. She's not having
possibly
fun.
Being raped, not quite being raped,
frozen,
almost being raped,
naked in the snow.
Yeah.
To make her as unappealing as possibly possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's definitely a through line with Richard and Kaylin, that Kaylin has to be a pure being.
Yeah.
To Richard. She cannot be defiled. Lumholtz, on the other hand, nobody really cares about her.
Yeah.
Plus, she's missing a nipple, so...
Well, she showed up as a painted whore, quote-unquote, like the first time we saw her. Not that she was a whore.
Makes it sound like
but
a
you know
clown.
what I mean? Yeah, that's what it sounds like. That's what she appears to be, kind of, even though she wasn't really, like, sleeping around. Yeah,
nice makeup. What size shoes do you wear? 37? Ha! Because clowns have big feet.
Yeah. Anyways.
I feel like I'm a bad clown. Well, if you guys enjoyed this episode, please let us know by writing an email to podcastatt@gmail.com or hit us up on any of the socials at podcastatt or Patreon at Patreon. That's not how that's said.
That's not.
Patreon.com/podcastatt to make a pledge if you want to. If you don't, that's cool. You can leave us a review, preferably a good one, or like a star rating. Again, preferably a higher one than a lower one.
Yep.
That would be super helpful. We appreciate you guys so fucking much. Thank you so much for listening and putting up with my nasally ass voice today. I really, really do appreciate it. I'm going to go finish this second beer and rest now. So thank you guys for listening, and we will see you real soon.
Bye.
Now go to sleep.
You.